Hi, my name is Akilah Clark of Nora Magazine, and we're here with Malik Jarrett of Eats, the fashion brand. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So we're here to learn, a little bit about yourself and your background. Tell me about your life growing up.
So I'm Malik Jarrett, 25 years old.
Okay.
Born and raised in Washington, D.C. I grew up a pretty regular life. My mother and my aunts raised me, my grandmother raised me, and then I started playing football when I was like 6, and I would say that changed my life. That helped shape me as an individual, as a young man, and it just taught me a lot of things about life that I still carry in life, as far as like leadership skills and things like that. So I would say my young life was just the same as everybody else's growing up in D.C.
What part of D.C.?
In the city, Northeast.
Okay.
But yeah, I just played sports. I gravitated towards sports, and that's what kind of shaped me, into the man I am now.
You said you learned leadership through sports.
Mm-hmm.
So you were a natural born leader, probably. Tell me a little bit about your personality.
Yeah, that's my personality too. I'm a leader. I always play quarterback. When you're young, the quarterback is not the person, when you're young playing football, the quarterback is not the person with the best skills, because most of the time we can't even throw the ball.
Okay.
So you just want somebody that you could trust on, somebody that's responsible for, just not fumbling the ball and handing it to the running back. And that's a big responsibility, and at that same token, you have to learn how to be a leader too, because you're still the quarterback. Even though you're 6 years old, people still look at you like you're the quarterback, like you're supposed to act like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. So
right.
Early on, that was always easy for me to do. I never had a problem with that. When it came to picking teams in the playground, I was always a captain. So I always been a leader, but I also know how to follow and look and listen, because I wasn't just naturally born. I saw people like my brother or other players that were older than me leading too. So I learned a lot.
Were you social?
Yeah, I'm very social. I always been I used to be way more social. Just like the older I get, the less social I become.
Really? Are you just focused
probably,
now?
Most of us. That's probably most of us though.
Right.
But yeah, I always been social. I always had a lot of friends. I wasn't really like outgoing and making friends, but I was just, wherever I was, I feel like I always attracted people just like me. Whether it was like 2 or 3 people, or it was like 10, 12 people. So yeah, I would say I was always social. In high school, I could sit at anybody's table at lunch and, have a conversation with them.
So in comparison now, you say you're not as social, but that personality is still there. So do you find yourself outgoing and as outgoing as you were? Sometimes,
like when I'm like out of town and stuff. Like here, it's like I developed social anxiety because before nobody knew who I was, so I was just regular. So now it's like I can't move the same now. So it's not the same. Because rather with me just being able to go in the room and just sit and chill and just listen and catch a vibe, everybody want to focus their attention on me when I walk in the room. And that's never how it was.
So even though you were really social, you had a lot of friends, now you have somewhat of a fame, right? In your city. So you find yourself a little bit more introverted.
Yeah.
Is it not comfortable, or?
I'm getting used to it. I wouldn't say it's not comfortable, but it's just new. So it's just new for me. It's new for anybody. Imagine, just usually just going in and just talking and shaking and moving however you want, versus now when you go in, everybody's coming to you, everybody wants something from you, everybody looking at what you're doing. Do
you find yourself a little more aware for safety reasons as well?
No, I don't worry about that.
Okay.
I'm just like, my whole life, it's not like I'm big and bad or anything like that, but I'm truly a child of God. So whatever happens to me, anything that goes on, it's because it's supposed to happen, and I know the Lord is my shepherd, so I don't worry about any of that. I'm spreading love, positivity in my community, so there shouldn't be no room for any type of hate. We never had any problems at any of our events with my team, me, or people with themselves. You under this e-cloud and you kind of like know what's going on here, so I never even thought about that. I don't even think about that. Yeah.
I was just wondering. So were you always an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I used to sell snapbacks in like 2008. Like when before they were selling snapbacks in shoe stores and clothing stores and all of that. We was wearing snapbacks in DC. I used to go get them from the market up the street, and they was like $8, and I sell them for like $12, $15, depending on like which college team it was and how much people was feeling it. And the thing about the market was everybody knew what it was. Everybody knew they had the hats, but the dude in the market didn't let everybody in. But I'll go up there by myself and he'd let me in, and I'll buy some hats and flip them.
Why didn't they let everyone in?
Because you're supposed to have like it's like a wholesale market for real. So you're supposed to have like a business license and everything. And I was like 14, 15. Oh, we good. I don't want to plug
that. So, okay. You want to edit that out, right? You can edit. Okay. And you said you needed a business license in order to go into the wholesale market.
Yeah, you're supposed to have a business license to go in there, and I ain't had anything. I just knew that's what the hats were, because one of my buddies had told me that's what they were. And he actually let us in one time. And I noticed like when people would try to go up there with their friends, because in the summertime people, you know, rarely by themselves. They used to try to go there with their friends, they didn't let them in. I guess because they probably thought people was like stealing and stuff, but I just go up there by myself.
So what was it about you?
I don't know, I went in there and I act like I was supposed to be there. That's like the art of finesse. When you just act like you're supposed to be there, when you act like you're doing what you're supposed to do, when people can tell that like you're trying to get over, or like when people can tell,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you eating in class, the easiest way to get caught is trying not to get caught. Just eat it, and you might not even get caught.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's the whole art of finesse. Like I've been developing that since like elementary school. Just act like you belong. You know, if you make it backstage somewhere, don't get all bubbly ass. Somebody might ask you where your pass at.
Right.
You're supposed to just act like you belong there. So I used to walk in, and just nod my head and act like, you know, I came to do some business. I came to shops. Was
it a certain dollar amount that you spent that probably separated you from your peers?
Nah, because they probably was buying a lot of hats too. It was only $8, and we was getting paid summer jobs. Everybody was getting like $380 every, I don't know if it was like every 2 weeks or every week. So everybody had some money, like we had nothing to spend on with food and clothes and stuff.
So tell me how you transferred the hat business into what is now Eat Today.
I didn't really transfer that to that. I mean, it was just like a little hustle. I had a million hustles since then.
What else? Tell me about something else.
Selling hats to everybody like sold candy and stuff like that. It was just a million ways, like wintertime, snow, cut grass in the summertime. I don't know, I had so many hustles, but that was probably like the first time I could remember like just going hand in hand like that. But what actually led to Eat was my photography. I was just doing photography, and like I said, I was just doing my thing. I was going backstage all the shows or getting in the media pit and just taking pictures. And that's what led to Eat, because I was at Broccoli City Fest taking pictures of like Willow Smith, Future, and Erykah Badu, and like different websites with like taking the pictures off my Instagram and using them for their like Broccoli City coverage, I guess. And then that's when I seen it, and everybody was like, man, I was kind of mad because none of them gave me my credit, none of them told me they was gonna use my pictures. That's when and I knew I needed a watermark, but everybody was like, you need a watermark, you need a watermark. So then I made a watermark, and then that's what led to Eat, because people liked the watermark. So then they was like, you should put that on a t-shirt. Ended up putting on a t-shirt for like a couple of my friends.
So Eat was the company for photography?
Yeah, it was always Eat. That's what Eat started with, photography.
Are you still doing photography?
I got a photo shoot about to happen as soon as this over.
So yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing, there is no excuse. It sounds like you never made excuses for yourself. You always found a way, and you always either had something going on or reinvented something that you had going on, you know, for your prosperity, right?
Yeah, that's true. So a lot of times I could use excuses. A whole lot of times.
Yeah.
I'm not even supposed to be here right now. I'm not supposed to be doing this interview. If, you know what I'm saying, if I was letting excuses get me down.
Right.
I've probably just been getting out of jail. So, yeah, never let excuses, like I've even been through hell and back, everything, but one thing I would tell people is necessary, like all the mishaps, failures, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't always a perfect person. Like I said, I got in trouble. I did my dirt, but you know, you just learn from it, you bounce back. I was never the type of person to lay down. That's what I think it is. And I feel like I learned that from sports, because like just with me being a part of the organization I was a part of, the Beacon House Falcons, that was my neighborhood team. We didn't lose any games, you know what I'm saying? I played for the organization probably 8 years, from 6 years old to like 14 years old, and I probably lost 5 games. So that taught us how to be winners, you know? I walked through life, even when football season was over, like I like I was supposed to win. I didn't feel like I was better than anybody else, but I'm supposed to win. So I feel like that mentality never left me. So every time I get knocked down, it's just a matter of getting up. And I never got comfortable, when I was down. And my senior year alone was crazy, just trying to graduate. I was taking 21 credits. I got evicted. I ain't had no job. Nobody wanted to give me a job because I had a felony on my record, and I was like going back and forth to court facing 5 years, you know what I'm saying? All the while trying to graduate. And thank God I graduated on time. But it's like, all that's necessary because that put me where I'm at now. It's so crazy how it's a series of unfortunate but fortunate events that led to this. Cause I only started taking photography serious because that's all I had was my camera.
How did you even get into photography, or where did you
I met this girl my junior year of college.
College?
Yeah, college. And so when I went in her dorm, she had a camera and I just picked it up and I was just messing with it all the time. But I can remember even when I was a baby, my mother always had the little disposable cameras around the house, and I'd mess with her. And she's like, you're gonna be a photographer one day. And so that was before I knew you could be a photographer, before I knew about any professions, I wasn't, police officer, fireman, dentist. I was photographer because that's what my mother told me. But then I kind of let go of that though. But then once I met her, I kind of got back into it, and I just took off. From that point on, I just always had a camera. So that's how I got into it. But then I lost everything I had. I had everything. Anybody went to Virginia State between 2010 and 2014, I was a nice dresser. I just had everything. And something happened where I lost all of that, and then all I had left over was my camera. So I was like, this must be what I'm supposed to be doing.
Was that the eviction that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got my house got raided, and they took everything.
Wow.
And all I had was my camera left over, because that's what I had on me at the time. Because I wasn't in when none of it happened. But that's all I had on me at the time, and that's all I had left over. So I was like, this is how I'm supposed to eat now. It's my only way to eat.
Is that where eat came from?
No, I mean, eat was
just
like
a
always
nice
been
transition.
That was my senior year, right? That was my senior year. So I started saying eat my freshman year just from being broke.
Right.
I'm always gonna eat good no matter what. And that's kind of what led me to making those bad decisions. I was like, no matter what I'm gonna do, no matter what, I'm always gonna eat good. I'm gonna eat whatever I want. My friends was going to Chick-fil-A one day. I ain't had no money out, and after that, I just went to my room. I was like, no matter what, I don't care what I gotta do. I'm gonna eat whatever I want. If I want Outback 5 days a week, I'm gonna go to Outback 5 days a week. That was the thing in college. Mm-hmm. I went to Virginia State when you had too many restaurants and all that. But I was like, yeah. So I did whatever I had to do, and those decisions led to that was my freshman year, and I was doing my thing, and by my senior year, everything shut down. And everything was shut down. My whole life turned upside down. I was cruising. I was getting good grades. Partying, money, everything, and then it just all shut down.
Did you finish?
Yeah, I finished on time and everything. I got out of there in 4 years. Through all of that, yeah, I still did it. So that was a blessing.
That's the determination.
Yeah, I couldn't stay there. I knew that. Once I knew that had to be my last year in Virginia, so I had to finish right then and there.
Talk about your college life, because it sounds like you had some very traumatic and also, really highlights while you were in college.
Yeah, college was lit. I advise everybody to go to college. I didn't know what I even wanted to major in, but I just knew I had to go to college. I wasn't about to graduate and be stuck here with no plan.
Right.
Because then you just start working a job and then they give you a promotion. And
where did you get your degree in?
So you're doing some whatever. Liberal arts, mass communications, journalism.
Okay.
So I was always good with my words. I'm a good writer. And that's what I chose. I didn't even see the campus or anything. My first day on the campus was orientation. As soon as I got to orientation, you had to pick your major. And I just looked on the sheet and I just picked something.
So to, the young, men and women that are coming up and are trying to make that decision about college, what would you say to them?
Just go. It'd be the best vacation you ever took, but don't just go, you gotta finish. It's gonna be very expensive. That's why I'm gonna call it a vacation. Mm-hmm. Because you also gonna have fun. So,
right. I like that. I've never heard that analogy, and I think
it's the best vacation you'll ever take in 4 years. And it's gonna change your life. I haven't used anything I learned in the classroom from college, but 80% of what I've turned myself into since college, I've used from being at college, whether it was networking, different events on campus, stuff like that. Like, college was essential. Like, if I didn't go to college, I wouldn't have met her. She wouldn't have that camera. I wouldn't be doing this interview. And it was the best time of my life. And I don't understand, like, a lot of my friends, like, we came deep. A lot of my friends, you know, they didn't graduate with me. Most of them did. The majority of us did, but some of them didn't. And they always say, like, man, you know, we should have stayed there with y'all, you know. And that was my thing. I wasn't really, like, really super pressed to be a writer or a journalist or get a degree. I wanted to stay at the party, so I got good grades.
It had the perks to it,
yeah,
to the education.
I wanted to keep partying, so I made sure my grades was tight, and yeah, I had a blast. Like, college was the best time anybody gonna have. I can't see myself laughing as much, like nothing, being that happy over 4 years anywhere else.
Did you have a family support system?
Yeah, my family supported me all the way.
Okay.
I never had, like, everybody supported me all the way. I never had, like, none of that, you know? I never experienced that. So I can't really relate to when people say, you know, I did this on my own, so I'm all I got. And all my teachers told me I wouldn't be nothing. All my teachers told me I would be, like, they thought I was gonna be the president, for real.
So that's the leadership that's in you.
In elementary school, they thought I was gonna be the president. I was my school president in 5th grade. I mean, no, 6th grade. Mm-hmm. And even like my middle school teachers, like even me goofing around, when we used to have like the little one-on-one conferences with my mom and my teachers, they used to always, you know, speak very highly of me and tell me like the influence I had on my classmates and things like that. That's why I need to stop playing, and how important it was for me to, you know, be a good student, for the class to excel. Not that was a big distraction. It was just like,
it's that leadership again. So what you did, it kind of vibrated throughout the class and your peers.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's really important.
But as far as like support, yeah, my family always had my back. Anything I say, like they gonna rock with it. Like to them, I can't have a bad idea or anything. Like, but it's not like, you know, I'm like, I don't know, like the leader of my family, but like they always like, they just see what I'm doing, and I always been different, you know. Not even with them just comparing me to other family members. I just always been, I don't know, you gotta ask them.
We'll have to do that one day.
Yeah, I always been feeling support from, whether it's from my family, the city, wherever.
I was about to say, what about a mentor? Do you have a mentor?
No, I don't have a mentor, but it's just, you know, different people I look to and I just take things from, they check on me, you know, and I appreciate that. But like a steady mentor, somebody I can call and just like, man, what about this? I ain't really established that yet. It's plenty of people I know I could reach out to.
Do you feel like you want or need one? Would it be nice?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I never had mentorship, so I don't know.
Just somebody you said to talk to or get advice from. But what about yourself? Would you consider yourself a mentor?
Yeah, I'm a mentor by default. You know, people make me their mentor. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. When people come up to me and say, man, and you know, people cling on to me and they make sure they're around me all the time. So unconsciously, yeah, I'm a mentor. But as far as me, like, nah, I mean, and I don't feel like that's a void missing either. Because people always ask me all the time, like, who do you look up to? Like, who's your role model? And things like that. And it was like, it's not my mom, it's not like really nobody. And my mother don't know too much about this industry. But, you know, I'm a free thinker. And I feel like I'm right where God put me at because I'm on point with everything. Like when situations arise, conflicts, whatever, I just know how to deal with everything, you know?
Right.
I'm just on point. It's like I'm a super PR, like my own PR as well too. But as far as like mentoring, like I never needed anybody to show me the way once God put me on the path. So it's like I trusted in that. Mm-hmm. That's my mentorship, God.
I feel it, and I definitely know that you're walking with God because, you know, you're having success in many different ways. So tell me about that process, though, of EAT. So the process of developing, creating it, you know, everything.
Yeah, so just EAT just always been the motto, just like paid in full, just being from the hood, being in the streets or whatever. Like eat, you gotta eat, you know what I'm saying?
But the actual clothes, when you're, you know, that creative
like creating
process.
The clothes. So like I was just like my first shirts I got embroidered, and it was this dude, and he was like kind of really spinning me on when it would be done. He told me it's done Wednesday, I'm gonna get them till Sunday. So that was like a whole process. So then I was like, what if I could just get embroidered patches? So I looked that up, I look for like iron-on patches and stuff like that. And I got my own made. And then when it came to like the design and everything, I don't know, I just took the patch and I was just like, put it upside down. And I just put it upside down.
That was it?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just did it. And then people kept asking me why it's upside down, then I had to think of an explanation for it after that. Like,
Do you have one?
Yeah, so since it's elevate all the time, it's a message and it's a motivating, inspiring brands for you. So any of my clothing items from eye level down is gonna be upside down. Because if you're ever having a bad day, your body language might have you looking down anyway. And if you see the eat, it's gonna tell you pick your head up, elevate all the time. And you know, on anything eye level above you, you can't see that. So it's for everybody else. If it's a eat on the hat or whatever, it's gonna be always right side up.
For you.
Yeah, because it's the message for the people, for everybody that's looking at the hat.
Right.
And so, and then the colors, I didn't make my logo. My man Michael Caldwell made my logo, and we've been friends since like beyond the sandbox, like before you can go outside. Mm-hmm. So he just made the logo, and he picked the colors, and then eventually people was like, so why you pick the colors? And then I ain't never asked him, I just liked the logo. So I was like, it's the primary colors, the first colors everybody ever learned. So with eat being universal language, everybody in the world must eat to survive. And anybody that can see color knows these colors. It's like a marketing scheme, and it's just a good way to attract people.
Basic,
and
fundamental, and attractive.
Yeah, when you walking with eat upside down in your shirt, somebody gonna ask you, all right, so what's this? Because if it's a regular upside down, okay, your shirt just say eat. Right. If it's upside down, they're like, hold up, so what's going on? What's eat? And then you got a chance to, I don't know, hopefully you can save somebody's life when you tell them if you don't eat you down the street, elevate all the time.
I'm most curious about your marketing strategy, because before I met you, before I knew you, I was seeing eat everywhere. So it made me second look like, who is this, where is this coming from? Who is this person? And tell me about how
That's
you do
why
that.
I tell people like it's God's work, because I don't know why I'm so on point. I never had a plan for anything. I never read a business book, marketing book, never went to a marketing class, never did any of that. Like with my promotion, and it's kind of bad, and my team like always get on me because they want to stay, up to date with like everything that's going on. But all my marketing, all my promotion, everything is spur of the moment. It's whatever I think about. Like, I don't know, when I get a hat, say like one of my artists, Carla, she made this hat, and it was like the DC Metro hat, and it had like the Metro map on the bill with the hat. And so when she sent me a picture of it, I was like, dang, this is a nice hat. She was just like trying to sell them real quick. We had a pop-up shop coming up because she was going to LA. I was like, dang, this is a nice hat. These drinks like $500. She was like, $500? And I was like, yeah, we gonna sell these for like $500. And she like, I don't know about that, I'm just trying to make some money before I go out of town, whatever. I was like, all right, don't worry about it. They're gonna be, I was like, just make them $250. And then she was like, $250? I was like, if they don't sell for $250 by the time you go out of town, I'll buy them for $250. So I didn't know how I was gonna sell them at that point, you know what I'm saying? But I just went on Twitter and I was like, yeah, custom one-on-one hats, $250. And then I put it on Twitter instead of Instagram, because Twitter, like, people like be on Twitter. And I got a lot of like haters on Twitter. They're not even really haters, but I got like trolls on Twitter. Okay. Because like, you gotta meet me before you can tell me you hate me. Right. And then, so I went on Twitter because that's where they hate at. You know what I'm saying? That's where the publicity at. That's where you could get it going. And right. You can start something. You could drop a bomb on Twitter, have a whole midday thing happen. So it was like 12 o'clock and I dropped them, and sure enough, people was like, $250, what, $250? But it was happening how I wanted to happen, but to everybody else, it's looking like, oh, it's backfiring, you know what I'm saying? To most people, it probably looked like that. Right. But I'm sitting behind there, like, on my phone, like, smiling. I'm like, these joints about to sell. Everybody talking bad about them. Controversy. Everybody talking bad about them, and there's people defending me, saying, oh, y'all pay this for Gucci, and y'all, I'm like, these joints gonna sell, watch. I'm just sitting back letting the whole thing, like, the whole fight happen. And then one of them sell. I posted sold, and then another one sold, and then at that point I was just like, it's one more left, and then everybody knows, everybody in the city, like, it's a thing now, you know what I'm saying? It's not trending on Twitter, but it's trending within, our network, our community. People are talking about it, because now it's on Instagram, and I didn't even put it on Instagram. Oh, see? So people posting on Instagram, defending me on Instagram, letting everybody know, like, it's news now, like, he on Twitter trying to sell his hats, and people giving him flack because they $250, and it's black people, we supposed to support our own, y'all go on Gucci and do all this. It was that whole thing going on. And so yeah, we sold all 3 of them, $750. Like before 2 o'clock, I started at 12 o'clock.
What's next? Do you have any projects that you're working on?
We've been like I said, like I haven't really been planning anything. I'm not really a planner. So what's next for me and my team is we just gonna lock in. And like, I think I'm gonna just, like rent like a big ass house somewhere far away. And we could just, no TVs, and we could just lock in, really plan out how we want to take over other cities. And so
what is the big goal? Like long-term?
My biggest goal, the number one thing I want to happen before I leave this earth, I want a charter school.
A charter school?
I want a charter school for leaders, young leaders. They do like the middle school range, 6th to 8th grade. I want a charter school exposing them to different mediums of art. It's a shame that I didn't have a camera in my hand until my junior year of college. So maybe there's more kids out there like me that just not even exposed to it, that just need that exposure.
Absolutely. It's very admirable. Okay, so we're about to play a little game. These are the hard questions.
That's cool.
So I'm gonna read these off. What is your favorite quote?
You can plant a seed, or you can buy a plant, or you can plant a seed.
Favorite book?
I just thought of that last week. That's my favorite quote now.
It's your quote. Your favorite book?
The Bible.
The Bible. Favorite pastime?
Playing football.
Most memorable moment in your childhood?
I'm trying to think the first thing that comes to my mind.
Don't think. You just gotta spit it out.
The most memorable moment, I remember being in the alley around Berry Farms. My grandmother used to put a crate on the electric pole, and we used to be out there all night shooting like free throws in the line. All the kids that lived in that alley part, that alleyway, Stacy, Mo, my cousins, like we all used to be out there like real late at night and just shooting hoops. Well, it wasn't a hoop, but it was like the little milk crate, and we just
made it to one.
Taking turns shooting. Yeah.
Relationship status?
I'm single.
Something that you want to do that you've never done before?
I don't know. If I want to do something, I already did it. If I wake up and I want to do something, I'm gonna do it.
That's a cop-out. Name
for
something
real,
else.
I'm so serious. Like, other than like, people be like, what you want to try? But I be like, I don't know. But as soon as I figure it out, I'm gonna go there. Like the next week. Like I don't waste no time. Like I ain't have nothing. So now I take advantage of everything. Like I'm living.
Brand that you want to outshine?
Nobody. I want nobody. I want 8 to outshine E. That's gonna be my next brand.
One thing about you that nobody knows?
Nothing. I'm not a secretive person. Everybody know everything. Well, no, somebody knows something. Everybody knows something about me, so it equal up to everything about me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that one secret. I don't have it. But everybody knows, like, most people don't know is that, like, I don't really, like, I'm cool with not talking. Like, I'm cool with, like, being silent. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with you not, like, saying nothing to me. Like, I'm pretty cool with that. Like, just say what's up. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, people, I feel like a lot of people think they gotta, like, talk to me and wrap me up and say, man, I'm so proud. Like, I know that, like, you know what I'm saying? Not like I know, but I recognize, real recognize real, and I could just feel people's energy. So when people just come around me and say, man, thank you for what you're doing, that's enough. Right. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people feel like they gotta just, like, do a lot, say a lot. I'm just a real simple guy.
Last question. What do you say to a little boy or girl with a dream?
One day you're gonna have to stop dreaming. One day you're gonna have to wake up and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I never dreamed too much. I dreamed about it. I don't know, I never dreamed too much. Anything I ever wanted, I dreamed about it definitely. But then, you gotta turn the dreams into passion, because passion is the fuel that's gonna make the dream happen. But a dream is just a dream if you keep dreaming. So that's why I want to tell the kids, be ready to wake up.
I like that. Well, thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Hey, one more question. You said that when she asked you about how you were building you said that you were being guided by God.
Yeah.
How does He guide you?
So when I first graduated college, I started working of restaurants. I started doing hospitality because I was a photographer. I wanted a flexible schedule so I could still be able to take my pictures. So I was a waiter, and then so I was waiting tables for about 8 months, no, probably like 6, 8 months, and then my mom had lost her job, so I got another job working at another restaurant. And so I'm working 2 days a week. I know I'm working 2 jobs, 6 days a week, from 10 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. And both of them, you know, like I'm a waiter at both jobs, so I'm on my feet all day. The only break I really had was like that hour in between. I go to my car in the parking lot, take a nap, you know, just chill, whatever. So then after doing that, I was just like, you know, I was making ends meet and everything like that, but, you know, I'm sitting back with a degree. I'm a funny guy, like people love me, you know what I'm saying? I'm a good photographer. I would just start praying, you know. I was like, you know, God just put me on the path that you paid for me. I know this not what I'm supposed to be doing. In the back of my mind, I was always just really asking to be a photographer. And it took me a minute to like really realize that I wasn't even praying right, and I had to switch up. I had to switch things around, so I let go of photography. You know, I was like, I stopped thinking about that when I prayed. And I was like, just put me on the path that you paid for me, like whatever it is, because I know I'm not supposed to be, you know, a waiter. I know I'm not supposed to be in restaurants all day making tips, you know what I'm saying? Because I've always been like a social person. Like every social media site that ever came out, I had success on. Like, some people still come up to me and remember me from Vine. I had Vine fame before I was even like Instagram or Eat or none of that, but that was like my first taste of fame, and I didn't like it, so I deleted it. So
you don't like fame?
I got the 20,000 followers. I was doing all this in college, right? Mm-hmm. I got the 20,000 followers. I came home for the first time, and people knew who I was, and they thought I was a comedian. But really, I was just on Vine, like just being bored in college. And so after that, I just deleted it. So yeah, all that kind of like led up to it, and I was like, just put me on the path you paid for me. I know I'm not supposed to be doing this. So, you know, stay with that prayer, and then sure enough, you know, doors started opening. My friends kept asking me to put my logo on the shirt, and I never wanted to do it. I was like, man, I'm working all the time, man, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm shooting people brands. I'm not trying to get in that lane. I'm the photographer dude. And so, eventually, just did it, like, you know, so that's why I knew, like, it was just all God's planning, and then I was finally on the path He paid for me. That's why, like, now I don't question anything, new opportunities. I don't question none of it. Now I'm a DJ. Now I throw my own events now. I'm a community leader now. I got a nonprofit now, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I just never I don't limit myself to anything anymore, you know what I'm saying? I just trust that whatever's for me, it's because God got it for me, and everything I need, I already got.
Thank you.
No problem.
So it sounds to me like a lot of these, so you're kind of looking at the past and going, oh, this was God's plan.
Yeah, it was necessary, yeah.
But how does He guide you in the present? Or does He guide you in the present?
Yeah, so the way God guides me now is just, I guess, what I would say He keeps me humble, because a lot of people always tell me that, like, you're a real humble dude, or people that know me forever, they never had to question, you know, my character or anything like that. They tell people the same thing, like, we've always been the same, like, nothing's gonna get to him. And that's the truth, and that's one thing that I thank God for, like, nothing can get to me, and that's how I like it. And I think that's when you're truly humble. Like, good or bad, I just always try to stay the same, and I just deal with things. And with my life changing so much in the last 2 years, I know it's only because of God watching over me that I'm able to stay safe, and I'm able to provide for my family and things like that. So He guided me every day. All this is because of Him. He can shut it down whenever He wants.
So would you say you have like a voice of guidance?
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't, like, more than a voice of guidance, I would just say that I have I'm a vessel for guidance, you know, because I don't really know what to tell everybody, but if you believe in God and you watching me, then you gotta know that it can happen to you too, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just a faithful dude, and a lot of people don't really know what faith is. Faith's not something that you can really come halfway with. It's not 85%. Can't have faith and depend on luck. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I am. I'm all in. I'm all in. Like it takes 100% faith, no type of doubt at all, and that's what continues to guide me. Because I don't know, like I said, but a lot of people just, you can't have faith and worry. You know, they don't even go together. Because when worrying, you hoping on a miracle. Faith, you depending on God. And that's the way to go. Whether it goes the way you want it to go or not, that's how it's supposed to go. That's how God wants your life. So you gotta figure out what's next. You know what I'm saying? But I would like to say I'm a vessel more than a voice. I want people to be able to see me, see what I'm doing, and take little things from what I'm doing and be able to apply that to their life. And the most important thing I want people to take away is just faith. Like, you gotta learn, you gotta know how to have faith. It's not enough just to say I'm faithful. You gotta know what it is. You know, faith is jumping off a bridge.
Sometimes you have to.
And a lot of people don't want to jump off a bridge.
It's not comfortable.
Yeah, but if everybody jumped off a bridge, then it'll be a million all homages. So it's a gift and a curse. Like, I don't really like sugarcoat it with the kids. Like, it's not for everybody. You know, everybody's not going to do it. Everybody wants to do it. Everybody think they can, but they just not. So you just gotta figure out where you gonna. You gotta, make that choice for yourself.
We didn't speak to all homage. What is that to you?
So all homage is just like, it's just who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? All homage is who I am before you meet me. Paying homage is just, paying respects to people. That's one thing I want to do. I feel like I do with my photography. When you take a picture of somebody, you capture that moment, it lives forever. And that's paying respect to that person in that moment. So that's where all homage came from. And then I'm just all about giving homage. I'm all about homage, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's paying respect, everything I do is paying respect to my city, paying respect to my people, my whatever. Everything is about, giving homage. That's what I respect in return, homage.
It's powerful.
I'm not one of the people that just do what I do to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you and say, I just do me. No, I do this so my grandkids that's not even born yet could eat, and their grandkids, and so we can change the city, so we can have more entrepreneurs. I do this for when I'm gone. I do this for everyone.
All right, and then final question. Is there one thing that you do every day that you can attribute to your success?
I pray every day, whether it's get on your knees and pray, or whether it's just pray. Like, I just posted a picture on Instagram and people, somebody took a picture, they caught me praying in the club. And I was like, post the best caption, but people don't know, I was just really just praying. Like, I be praying, I prayed in the strip club before. I pray anywhere I feel like praying. I just pray.
How does it come about?
I don't know, my relationship with God different from people's. Like, I feel like God understands me, you know what I'm saying? And I got a plan. I feel like me and God got a plan for when I'm gonna get right with him, all the way right. And until then, whenever I can be conscious of doing right, I will. And I feel like, I sin, and there's kids watching me and things like that, but I don't break the law. So as long as I don't break the law, I'm 25, and I'm gonna stay 25. I'm not gonna let nobody accelerate, my age or maturity level or any of that. I'm still gonna live my life and take advantage of that, because the kids watching that. You can be young, lit, and you don't gotta be Martin Luther King. You don't gotta be, picture perfect every day. You don't gotta do none of that. You can just do your part in society and still be that fun person you wanna be, not breaking the law. And because people always question that, or they don't question it no more because now people kind of getting my drift. Like, I'm not out here to be the #1 role model. I don't really care to be a role model.
So you are one by default, and you take that responsibility.
Yeah, and
but
I'm just
in
me,
your
yeah.
own time.
And when people first started saying, they was like, "What's going on? Like, dang, like how you in the community and you at the strip club with me?" I'm like, "Cause yeah, I can do that. You can do your part still. Cause at the end of the day, all those people that look at me funny, it's like, what did you do? What did you do for your community? You still here with me." So that don't make me no less of a person because I did something and I'm in this place. I'm in this club that's supposed to represent all of this. I'm just having a good time just like everybody else. I'm 25. I'm not I don't want to be y'all mayor, president, you know what I'm saying? I just do what I do, and I understand there's people watching me, so I do right, but I'm not wrong or a bad person because kids watch me and I'm in the club. No, I'm old enough to be in this club. Mm-hmm. I'm the right age to drink, and this is what I'm doing. I don't even post me like drinking or smoking and stuff on Instagram, just for that simple fact. But if I want to, I should have the liberty to do that.
You're gonna live your life, and it still goes back to not making excuses.
Right.
Because even though you live your life however you feel like you need your life, you
can still do your part, and you know what I'm saying. And that's another thing. I want people that's in the club or live that nightlife don't think that you're not a part of the community or you don't make a difference too. You know what I'm saying? You can still do your part. And I feel like a lot of people have been doing that because I've been so versatile with how I move. You know what I'm saying? It's been people not really, I wouldn't say afraid, but not cautious anymore about, being involved with, having their lifestyle and being involved. You know what I'm saying? You can be whoever you want to be and you can still help.
I agree.